I'm starting with the Cure mask and I'm mixing it with the Cure. It's like a liquid solution. I like to mix these two together to give myself a nice little treatment, but only for the ends of my hair that are like easy to wash and get product out of. Otherwise, I don't actually deep condition the rest of my braids. If you want to make a nice little solution like this, you can get whatever bond building treatment you like an Olaplex number 3, and mix it into your favorite deep conditioner. And this is what my hair is looking like. And as you can see, my ends are tied up in a hair tie. It is a nice satin scrunchie, and you can see my hair is looking all dry and ready to be washed. So all that is going mostly on my ends. I start with my ends right at the ends of my braids, and then I work that product all the way up. And you can see I'm starting with this side. I'll go ahead and put more product on the other side. It's actually not that much. That was a very small bowl. It was maybe like a tablespoon and a half if you want an idea of how much product to use. Then I always make sure to put extra product underneath my braids at the back, because this is a very neglected area that we don't realize is just kind of out. Even though it's covered by the braids, it's still more prone to dryness. So after I do this, I go and also now put a little bit more deep conditioner just at the base of my braids, because again, that's an easily neglected place. Once I work that in very well, I go ahead and take the little extra bit and put it on my hairline, my edges, because again, conditioner is very easy to rinse out of this part, so I like to go ahead and put it there. And because this is a bond building treatment or anything that's like a protein treatment, you don't want to leave any product in your hair. You don't want it to get stuck in any parts of your hair, because that can get brittle and cause dryness. So that's why I'm only putting it in these parts. So now this little back part, I am going to put it in this little cap. You can also use saran wrap if you like. Then you just want to tie it so that it doesn't come out and it can stay up, And this is just going to help it really like deep condition and get in there. And it's really hot where I am. I will leave this in for about 20 or 30 minutes. It's not timed. I'm just going to eat my breakfast, get ready, and then get in the shower. So however long that takes, 20, 30 minutes, that'll be it. So it's been time. It's time to now wash my hair. So this might look like it's many steps, but it's actually very quick. My wash day goes by so fast, and I love washing my hair in braids because there's no combing, there's no detangling. It's just super easy. So as you can see, all that product fully absorbed into my hair. You can't see any white spots. It just looks like my hair is maybe slightly damp, but it doesn't look like there's any product in it. And that's how you know you've used the perfect amount and the perfect product, because it's not gonna like sit in your hair. So now it's time to rinse all that product out and of course shampoo our hair. I've been getting a lot of questions from people saying they don't know how to shampoo their hair when they're in braids because they're scared of frizz or they just don't know how. So I figured I'd show you. It's very easy. I'm using the Red Ken All Soft, and I don't use too much, so I use about that amount that you can see on the screen. And I shampoo my hair almost the same way as when it's out. I first mix the shampoo in my hands to evenly distribute it, but I don't lather it in advance because that can give you a false idea of how clean your scalp is, because you've already made the lather in your hands. You want the lather to form on your scalp by binding to the oils that are on your scalp. So as you can see, it's almost inevitable to get a little bit of shampoo on top of your braids, but what you want to do is force as much shampoo as possible onto your scalp, and then as you wash it out, you want to be very gentle in circular motions on your hairline, because that hair is already prone to frizz anyway, and you're trying to get out any kind of buildup of gel or oil, anything that could build up at the front of your braids. Then as you're working your way back, you want to brush your hair or lather your hair in the same direction to avoid frizz. But once you reach towards the middle of your hair, you can actually lather it a little bit more in both directions, but not violently, to ensure that you can get a clean scalp and that hair is almost locked together, so you barely see the frizz anyway. So that one wash was done. We are doing the second wash in the exact same way. Everything is going directly on the scalp and underneath the braids to focus on the scalp only. We are not putting any shampoo, at least not on purpose, on our actual hair shaft. As you can see, even the hair that's hanging down at the ends, I'm not putting any shampoo on it. So as you can see, now my scalp is pretty clean. It even looks less frizzy already. It's nice and lathery, and as you can see, that's what I was talking about, how I lather the middle and the back. You can be a little bit more generous with how you lather there, because the frizz, even if it does form, will be way less noticeable. Also note that I braided these myself, so they are not perfect. If you had these professionally braided, I'm sure you have less frizz already. So once my scalp is super clean, I go in with my rosemary clove water that I am absolutely loving. I actually have a whole video about rosemary clove water, how to make it, how to use it, and this is actually the exact same batch from that video. So I will link that video at the end of this, because we don't only want to clean our hair when it's in braids. The reason I do these braids is because one, it's super easy, but two, it's an amazing protective style, and just because it's a protective style doesn't mean you neglect all the protective and hair growth products that you used before. You can still use them while your hair is in braids, and you probably see even better results because you're not detangling, you have minimal breakage, all your shedding is trapped in your hair, so you're not getting unnecessary shedding. But anyway, while that's sitting on our scalp, we are going to go in with conditioner now. This is for the hair and not for the scalp. You can actually use rosemary water on your hair shaft as well. However, it is a slightly astringent product, and I have naturally very dry hair, so I will not use rosemary water directly on my hair on purpose. I just focus the product on my scalp. So here for my hair shaft, I'm going with the conditioner that matches the shampoo, the Redken All Soft conditioner. And this is very lightweight and very thin. It's not a deep conditioner, so it's very easy to wash out of the hair. So as you can see, I just coated that all over my braids from the front to the back. And now it is time to let that sit just for about 5 minutes. So I put on my shower cap so that all these products can do their thing together, the rosemary water and the conditioner. You can do the rosemary water before, but I think it's more effective on a clean scalp, so that's why I choose to do it this way. And so while that's sitting, I go ahead and do my regular quick shower routine. This was not like a full everything shower because I just don't have the energy to do that. Anyway, once I was done with my shower, I went ahead and started to rinse the conditioner out. And if you have a little bit of conditioner left over, again, because it's like a nice moisturizing conditioner, there's no problem if there's a little bit left. But if you rinse everything out, that's good too. This is why you don't want to use any kind of protein or strengthening treatment, because it can have adverse effects on your hair. Always use a moisturizing shampoo. So here, as you can see, I'm just squeezing out the excess water. Then I'm using this microfiber towel, and it's by the brand Aquis, which is the sister brand to K18. And I am just using that to suck out any excess water out of my hair, because obviously braids hold on to a lot of water. And what I like about this towel is that it does have a button on the front and like a little hook at the end, so you can just easily clip it together so it doesn't fall off. And I just let that sit on my hair for a few minutes and then squeezed out more excess water without rubbing it. I'm only squeezing, and as you can see, it sucked out a lot of excess water, which is why I love it, because it doesn't look like it does that. It's a very thin, light towel, but it does a really good job. By the way, nothing in this video is sponsored. So now it's time for my leave-in products. I start with my Pureology, and I only use this where I did the deep conditioner because I find that it's most effective, and it's a very expensive product, so I'm not gonna put a bunch of it on my braids when it won't even sink all the way in. So I put that on my lengths of my hair and I work that in. I only put about 5 sprays, which is enough because a little goes a long way. It's a very good and a very effective product. And once that is nice and fully worked in, it's time to apply my leave-in cream from African Pride. I like this one because it's very moisturizing, but it's also very lightweight. Like, it looks thick, but then it blends very well into the hair. So I just rub that amount directly between my palms, and I'm going like almost halfway down the hair from my hairline until the mids of my braids, and just sort of work that in, let it sit in. And then I take another amount, which is almost the same amount as the first amount, and then that is going to go on the rest of my braids all the way down to the lengths of my hair, even where I put that Pureology, because that Pureology is a very light product, and as much as I love it and I feel like it really moisturizes my hair strands from the core to the outside, it's just not enough to maintain that moisture. I need something that's a little bit thicker. So I go over my ends, over the lengths, and I just work that in. And then when I'm done, I put on my plastic cap again to do like a mini deep condition, but moisturizer style. This is what has made my hair always feel the best and the softest. It really makes the product sink into my hair like no other. So I actually like to go over with this towel just in case there's any water dripping underneath the cap to catch that. Then I go under heat for about 15 minutes while I'm just watching some TV. And then that's the little Ronson 3000. That's like as old as me. And once that's done, my hair is about 80% dry here. As you can see, very minimal frizz, and it's already looking great. But this is the evening, and I end my evening the way I started it, except instead of oiling my scalp, the product I use is the Kerastase 24-hour night serum. I think that's what it's called. This is going only on my ends because I am taking extra care of my ends, because length retention is what makes your hair get longer. Of course, hair growth, but length retention is more important. So next is the Kerastase oil that I used last night at the beginning of this video. Because I use it every single night, of course, I'm going to end it by sealing that product in with the night serum. And as you can see, it's a 1 drop. I'm only putting it on the ends of my hair, and my hair feels so amazing and clean and soft. Look how defined the ends are. Now, if you want less frizz because you wear your braids out, I don't usually wear my braids out, you can just tie a head wrap. When your hair is like 60 to 70% dry, let it dry like that.